Hello crafty friends and welcome back. Today I'm playing along with Off the Board and May I Scraplift You. So here is my off the board pin. What attracted me was the circles. Um, for May I Scraplift You, this collection is what inspired me and all the circles. And then this one also for the circles. So you can kind of see a theme here. So within my 100 pattern paper challenge, I had this die cut paper, and I can't remember how old it was, but it's super old. So, this is what I'm going to come together and use. I'm showing you all the papers that I pulled from the Artful Moments. This is the first time I'm cutting into this, and I'm going with small little bits. I was kind of like, do I cut into everything? I made it work. I survived. It was all good. So, here you can see that uh, this first piece that I did want to get a few pattern papers in, um, beyond just the solids but not solids prints that are with this collection. So I don't show you backing all of the circles, but basically what I did that I flipped the paper over, I traced around the circle, and then I cut out wider than what I needed so I had some space to glue it to the back of the die cut paper there. So there you can see my very first circle, and magic, it's all done. So then I decided I had this other paper from my 100 pattern paper challenge, and really I was just using it for the outside part of the crafty bits. But then I realized I had the little cutouts between each of the circles, and it was going to show some wacky colors from the pattern paper below. So I pulled this craft colored scrap from my scrap bin, and I'm basically just backing the entire uh, piece just so it all has a craft color coming through each of those little triangles that are the blank space between each of the circles. So here I also pulled out some packaging to map my photos, and these two pictures are of Hope and myself that after Christmas holiday was all over and Cody was at his dad's house, we had a little time to ourselves, so we decided to go get artsy at one of those ceramic paint places, and we painted. I did a cup that I have in my craft room, and she painted a little jewelry box and a plate. So here, now I'm going to start digging through some of the ephemera that I have pulled out and starting to put together my idea for layers. So I had this ginormous piece. At first I think I'm going to use this because I have two other 3x4 size photos that I want to include on this layout, but it didn't really fit with my overall design. I didn't want to cover up too many more of the circles, so I decided to make a pocket behind these two main photos, and that way I can still include them on the layout but not cover up too much more. So I'm building up my layers and then trying to figure out how I can create a pocket behind, and you will see what I come up with here in a little bit. So I've got the general idea of what I'm going to do, and so now I've decided that I'm going to pop up the entire circle backed piece up on foam adhesive. So those are just ginormous pieces of foam, kids foam craft, and just stuck that on the back. So I wanted to give a little dimension up off of that first layer of the background. And now I'm going to start building my cluster here, and I'm going to do it off the page because I don't want to, I want to create the pocket underneath, so I don't want to stick it directly down until I have the base big enough to create the foam pocket area for my photos to go into. So here are the two pictures of the mug that I needed to take a picture of both sides so you could see all the colors of the drips that go all the way around the cup. And so really I just use one of the papers, map my photo, use front and back, and then within the ephemera on this, that there were actually two circles that are identical to each other, and they have the words pull on there. So that was perfect. So if anybody's looking at this layout, they know that there might be something back behind the main photos there. So, and if not, they are not significant photos. It's just a more close-up picture of my completed project. So there you can see now I put, for spacing purposes, I put it underneath there, and then now I'm putting the circles on back to back. So now I have a pull tab for my photos. And so I did use tear tape to create the little negative pocket area that my photo will go into. I didn't use foam this time because I'd already used the foam on the back, and really it does slide in and out okay just fine. So alright, so now I am just finishing up the rest of the layers. That I'm adding this little piece here to the side. That's where I'm going to put my journaling. I've got this piece here that I didn't want to waste the colorful piece going underneath, so I did cut it off, and I can use that somewhere else. Got a couple of these laser cut paint brushes I'm going to add off to the right here. I did add some foam onto that piece, as well as this paintbrush. Adding that on over the purple tickets, and adding my title, which is "Today Was Good." Also adding foam tape here. So another reason why, because I knew I wanted to pop up some of these pieces, that I didn't add the foam behind the entire foam or photo cluster, because I knew my layout was going to start to get really, really thick. So, which I don't mind going into my my albums, that some of mine do get rather thick and some are not. So I just create what I want to create and go from there, stick at my album. So decided to add this little bit right down here at the bottom, and had two little laser cuts, and then now I'm adding a heart over the top of where I covered up part of on the lower piece, so it kind of gives a dimensional piece there. And my final step here is to use some Heidi Swap Color Shine just to add some splatters all around my layout, and then that's pretty much going to, well, I was going to say that pretty much wraps things up, but I've still got some time on my video, so what am I doing? Let's see, showing you up close. Oh, that is it. So here are the close-up shots. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave those down below. I will have a playlist for everybody playing along today. I don't think I said who I was lifting today. Day 19, Jessica Mikels, and day 20 for Louise Turner. So, and then the off the board was a Missy Whidden layout. So go check out those links I have listed below for everybody playing along, and thank you for stopping by, and we will see you next time. Bye.